I was deep in a meeting when the phone rang. It was a police officer, his tone calm, almost too calm. He told me there'd been an incident involving my son at school. That word, incident, landed like a stone in my chest. I felt something inside me tighten. A father just knows when something is wrong. I called my wife right away. She picked up after a few rings. I told her to meet me at the school. There was a pause, then a sigh. And then she said it, flat and cold. "That's not my problem." Just like that. As if he weren't her child. As if none of this concerned her at all. I drove to the school gripping the steering wheel so hard my knuckles turned white. When I arrived, the police weren't talking to my son. They were speaking with his teacher. She avoided my eyes. I could already tell something was off. They brought me to the office and played a video from the school's security system. And that's when I saw her. My wife. Not from that morning. This footage was from 2 days earlier. And just like that, something old inside me crumbled. 8 years ago, I believed in family, the kind that stands strong, the kind you fight to protect. I married her because she was brilliant, driven, unafraid. I thought we were building something solid, something real. I worked hard, made sure we had what we needed, paid the bills, saved money, booked vacations, covered school costs. In the beginning, she stayed home with our son. Later, she went back to consulting. Slowly, things between us faded. No fights, just silence. Our conversations turned into to-do lists. The warmth between us cooled. Sex stopped. I told myself it was just the pressure of life, of parenting. But I missed her. Deeply. Until one day, I didn't. The signs didn't scream, they whispered. She started stepping out of rooms to reply to messages. Locking her phone. Planning trips without me. Late meetings. Long explanations that sounded just right. Believable. But over time, the small cracks started to show. She wore perfume again. Laughed at things she never shared. It was subtle, but enough. Then one night, I looked at the iPad our son had been using. Her messages were still open. She was texting someone, first name only. Talking about our son, like he was an obstacle. Not once did she say our son. Still, I didn't say anything. Not right away. The security footage showed her arriving at school early, before classes started. Just out of frame, a man in a black hoodie approached her and handed her something small. She slipped it into her purse like it was nothing. A USB drive. Then she went inside. And everything I thought I knew started to unravel. 10 minutes later, she walked into the school, claimed she was authorized, and pulled my son out of class. No one questioned her. She led him into an empty classroom, stayed a few minutes, then walked out, without him. 5 minutes after that, the fire alarm blared through the halls. It had been tampered with. My son was found alone, crying, scared in the hallway. When I asked why I hadn't been notified sooner, the teacher said she'd handed over emergency forms, listing herself as the primary contact. She'd forged my signature. That's why no one thought to call me, until things went sideways. I sat there, numb, listening to the officer explain that they'd be launching an investigation. But I couldn't focus. I could only see my son's face from the security footage, scared, confused, abandoned. Just like I felt. I didn't lash out. I didn't confront her. I didn't tip her off. I went home, ate dinner with her, slept next to her, watched her smile at our son like she hadn't just shattered something. Then I started unraveling the lies. She'd used my name to file taxes for a business I didn't know existed. She was funneling large sums of money into cryptocurrency accounts, hiding it through fake companies. I brought in a forensic accountant. Discreet. Professional. I found a family lawyer. Quieter still. Then I waited. 2 months later, I had her served at work, in front of her colleagues. She laughed at first, called it over the top, until she saw the evidence. The forged documents. Screenshots from the school's iPad. A financial trail that told a story she couldn't talk her way out of. She had claimed primary custody on forged forms. That was fraud. She moved money using my identity. That was a federal offense. My lawyer petitioned for full custody. She didn't just lose the marriage. She lost the house, The image she worked so hard to maintain, the illusion of control. I turned the school footage in myself. The court gave her supervised visits, twice a month. After the hearing, she asked to talk privately. I agreed. We stood in the hallway. Her eyes were red, not from regret, but from being caught. I never meant to hurt you, she said. I nodded, then answered, that's not my problem. Now my son sleeps soundly. The home is peaceful, safe, whole. Sometimes he asks about her. I tell him she made mistakes, but that he didn't. That he's safe. That he's loved. I never mention her name anymore. I no longer miss the woman I thought she was. What I have now with my son is something real. She tried to fake it, and in doing so, destroyed it. Justice didn't come loudly. It didn't knock. It just stepped in, quiet, steady, with every receipt in hand.